Yeah, sorry Rory, but it's not you. On the plus side, you won't have to wait much longer to find out who the last fighter actually is. I'm glad you have dreams, but hoping this hard for something that has absolutely no chance of happening is really not healthy for you. And I'm projecting here, aren't I? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a day away from getting its final character revealed, and I am just so excited for this game to end so people will finally shut up about it. Now look, I love Smash, especially Ultimate. Banjo and Kazooie alone have skyrocketed to being one of my favorite games of all time. But the fanbase is just so toxic now. You can't want the character in the game, you can't like any of the characters in the game, you can't even like the game itself without being attacked by Twitter users. And I just can't help but wonder, where did it all go wrong? I mean, it wasn't always like this, right? I remember when Wii Fit Trainer was revealed in Smash 4, and sure, a few people were like, "This is a wasted slot." But for the most part, I remember people thinking that they were just a funny little addition. Can you imagine if Wii Fit was revealed today? People would be outraged. It was just a simpler time back then. So in order to restore a more positive mindset while talking about Smash speculation, let's kick it old school. By old school, I mean early to mid 2010s, because that was Yep, that's right, this is the 2010s now. I'm making a top 10 video, cause when's the last time someone's made one of those recently? Also, this is not a prediction list, these are just the characters that I personally want the most, and most of them have like no shot of getting into Smash at all, let alone the final DLC. However, some of the ones closer to the top of the list are characters that I actually think have a shot at being the final character. So grab yourself a snack and a glass of orange juice because here we go! I love Piranha Plant in Smash. They completely caught me off guard and have a really fun and unique moveset, and while I wouldn't trade Plant for anything now, I actually don't think they were the best choice when it came to representing common enemy characters. The superior choice, in my opinion, would have been a Goomba and a Koopa Troopa. Much more iconic and much more common enemies than a Piranha Plant. I can't take credit for this idea at all, but I saw it on a gaming forum years ago and have been in love with the idea ever since. Basically, the two would use each other for their attacks, which would all reference different variations and abilities that Goombas and Koopas have had over the years. I mainly just want this because Koopa is my favorite Mario character, but I also really love the idea of these two lowly troops teaming up to fight in Smash. This is way too specific of an idea to actually happen, and we already have a common enemy rep with Plant, but man... Danganronpa. Okay, but I don't actually have much of a reason for this other than Danganronpa. I just want to hear Sakurai say Danganronpa. Also, Monokuma in Smash would just be the funniest thing. I don't know what he would do that wouldn't raise the game's age rating, but honestly, a toned down Monokuma would probably be funnier than a properly represented Monokuma. He actually has a pretty good chance at getting into Smash, seeing as how Danganronpa Decadence is coming to the Switch soon. Danganronpa. Bamba D. Sorry, I mean Bandana D. I've wanted Bandana D for a long time. They're my favorite Kirby character and they have a really fun moveset in Kirby games, which would transfer perfectly into Smash. I mainly just want them now though to piss off angry Smash fans, because they get really worked up about this guy for some reason. That'd be like putting a Goomba in Smash. Buddy, I unironically put a Goomba on this list. Do you think I care? I still don't see it happening though, especially not for the final DLC. They feel like more of a base game newcomer to me, so maybe next time? Assuming there is a next time? When it comes to Smash speculation, a lot of people argue about whether or not characters deserve to be on the roster. And while I do feel that this is a pretty arbitrary dispute, there is one character who I think deserves to be in Smash more than any other video game character. A character so iconic that it feels like a crime that they aren't playable in Smash. I'm, of course, talking about... Here we go! Seriously, Toad is one of the most iconic video game characters of all time. He's been playable in mainline Mario games since Super Mario Bros. 2, and he even got his own game. Yet, he's still trapped in Peach and Daisy's moveset. A lot of people say Waluigi should represent Mario's spin-offs with his moves, but I think Toad fits this idea way more, seeing as he's either playable or the main host in spin-off games. He could also use various power-ups, and of course, items from his own game, like a minecart or pickaxe. As much as he deserves it, like Bandana, I feel like Toad has more base game energy than DLC. A lot of the old Mario fighters are in desperate need of modern moveset upgrades, so maybe if the next Smash game is more of a reboot, Toad will finally be free of being just a special move. I don't have time to think of a clever opening statement here. I just want Hat Kid. Get it? Because she's from A Hat in Time. Hat in Time is one of my favorite games of the past decade. It's such a nostalgic labor of love to 3D platformers of old, while still being original and modern in its own ways. Hat Kid would have a ton of attacks to choose from, with her umbrella, hookshot, and all of her hat abilities too. Not to mention, we would also have a Bow Kid or maybe even a Mustache Girl alternate costume. We still haven't gotten a true indie rep in Smash, and I don't really see Hat Kid being the first one to break that barrier. Though, maybe? Hat Kid is sort of becoming an icon for indie games, seeing how she's starting to cameo in them. Still, I don't think she'd be the final character. You guys know how much I love Banjo-Kazooie, right? Banjo-Kazooie! Ah! Okay, so imagine that reaction, but just a little less louder. Because there's another Rare game that I love almost as much, but also not quite as much. It's Conker's Bad Fur Day. I want Conker. Conker would no doubt have to be toned down a little bit for Smash, but really all that means is he can't drink beer and piss on his enemies. A fair trade, in my opinion. Joker already uses a gun, so I don't think there should be a problem with a cartoon squirrel using one. There's also Conker's context-sensitive ability, and I would love to see what wild gimmick the Smash team could come up with for that. Unfortunately, I don't think Conker has much of a shot. If they wanted to add yet another Microsoft character, they'd probably go with Master Chief. But I don't know, it seems like Nintendo and Rare are finally starting to mend their relationship after all these years. And Conker is no doubt the other biggest poster child of Rare behind Banjo and Kazooie. Speaking of Banjo-Kazooie, it would also be a perfect opportunity to reprise the K. Rool trailer again, but that's never gonna happen. Oh well, Conker, the grass is always greener. I don't have time to think of a clever opening statement here. Objection! Yeah, Phoenix Wright would be pretty cool. This is one of those cases where I'd be more excited for the series to be represented rather than the character. I mainly just want Ace Attorney music in Smash. It'd still be incredibly funny seeing Phoenix try to fight in Smash though. A lot of people point to his Marvel vs. Capcom moveset, and while I wouldn't mind them using ideas from that, I would hope that they come up with something more original too. Phoenix actually has a pretty good chance of getting into Smash right now. He's a widely beloved character, Ace Attorney has always been on Nintendo platforms, and a new game just came out. Plus, we don't really have a visual novel rep yet. Unless, of course, we get Danganronpa. We have 3 Links, 3 Samuses, 2 Marios. Let's round it out, shall we? I love Paper Mario so much. It's one of my favorite series of all time, on par with Banjo-Kazooie and Club Penguin. Even though I don't like Sticker Star or Color Splash, I would want Paper Mario's moveset to pull from all 6 games. In fact, let me list off one thing from each game. Paracarry, Up B, Vivian, Down B, Carry, Dash Attack, Scissors, Final Smash, Paint Hammer for Forward Smash, I guess? I don't know, I never finished Color Splash. And Bobby. I don't know what he'd do, besides hopefully not that. But he deserves it so much, please put Bobby in the game. Again, Paper Mario feels like more of a base game character than a DLC character, but god, I want him so bad. This is the point of the list where I would actually start crying if these characters got revealed. Speaking of, the character that would make me cry the most would be... Now, I know what you're thinking. Tofu, isn't Club Penguin your most wanted Smash character of all time? Why is it number 2? And yes, a penguin is my most wanted, but they're just extremely unlikely, so they're just not the character I'm gunning for the most right now. Do I even need to explain why I want a penguin in Smash? It's Club Penguin. The moveset potential for this character is pretty much limitless. You can pull from minigames, parties, puffles, secret agents, ninjas, dancing, heck, even the social chat aspect itself. I could make an entire video talking about Club Penguin in Smash, but maybe another time. It's just not going to happen. Club Penguin never released in Japan, so Nintendo would never ask Disney for it. And Disney doesn't care about Club Penguin anymore, so they would never ask Nintendo to put it in Smash. The only possible chance we have is getting a penguin Mii costume alongside Sora, but that's not gonna happen either. I'll keep holding on to a tiny sliver of hope that Club Penguin will be the final fighter to break the internet, but for now, all of my hopes and dreams are directed towards someone else. Frisk, also known as the human from Undertale, is currently my most wanted character for Smash that actually has a chance of getting in. Let me lay out all the evidence for you. 1. We never got Undertale spirits after the Sans Mii costume. Why didn't we get Undertale spirits? Cuphead got spirits, Shantae got spirits, it's not an indie thing. Do you think they just forgot? How could they forget spirits for the Mii costume that broke the fucking internet? How could they forget spirits for the developer that literally went to Sakurai's house? They didn't even release them for Undertale's 6th anniversary. What else could they possibly be waiting for? 2. I'm sorry, we need to back up a bit here. Toby Fox literally went to Sakurai's house for a Mii costume? Pardon? Look, these two are absolute sneaky geniuses, and Toby is very particular about the way his characters are used in official media. It would make sense to have Toby be more involved with designing Frisk's moveset, since there isn't really a company to go through, it's just him. 3. Heihachi from Tekken got a Mii costume released alongside Min Min, in the same pass that Kazuya was released in. Costumes don't necessarily have to be released with fighters they'd be more fitting for. In other words, we can still get Frisk after getting a Sans costume. 4. Some other silly little theories. Color theory. It's speculated that the last fighter will have a purple background on the Smash website. It would be pretty fitting for Frisk to have a purple background. Their shirt is purple, and so is the ruins, which is usually shown in promotional material. Next, we have voice theory. Apparently there are no more slots left for character voices, so people are speculating that the last fighter won't have a voice. Frisk is a silent protagonist, so that's also in their favor. 5. Nintendo is clearly interested in helping Toby Fox as much as they can. They were quick to get Deltarune Chapter 1 on the Switch, and they were even quicker with Chapter 2. They've brought Toby on to help with composing music for other games. Undertale and Deltarune are featured in Nintendo Directs, not indie directs. They know the popularity of Undertale, and they know that an Undertale fighter would sell very well. As one more final piece of evidence, Toby has been referencing Smash Bros. Like a lot lately. There's the whole in-universe Super Smashing Fighters game, and a lot of jokes about wave dashing.
Enz is going to wave dash to my house and kill me.
I just think that's interesting. There is a lot more evidence, but honestly that alone is enough to have me fully convinced. I want Frisk in Smash because I love Undertale. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and Deltarune is shaping up to be even better. It absolutely deserves to be represented in Smash, even if it's just through more Mii costumes and music tracks. But I have never, ever seen the stars align so much for a potential Smash newcomer than I have with Frisk. I believe in them so strongly, and I just want all of this evidence to pay off. I am confident that Frisk is the final fighter. I am certain that this is the finale to Smash Ultimate that everything has been leading up to. I am filled with determination. But pretty soon I'll be filled with disappointment because they're probably just gonna add another Fire Emblem character.